Well, it is Sunday morning and I am in the office. It's going to be a busy week for our clients and our law firm in Pennsylvania and New Jersey. Also, I need to take my son to ice hockey camp every morning before work. So I'm trying to get a head start on things this week. So I'm in the office knocking some things out for clients. With that said, they come out with a blog article on Friday regarding the Deshaun Watson situation and the possible or the likely, rather, due process argument that I see coming down the road with regards to the NFL Players Association, and Deshaun Watson's lawyers. The NFL has appealed the suspension given by former federal judge Sue L. Robinson, and many people have criticized her decision to only suspend Watson for 6 games, but I have written blog articles on this, and I think that her decision was based on very, very sound legal analysis, what any judge would do, what she was being paid to do, and why she was in that position. And in that article, I detail that how I think she came to that conclusion, and really she did it the right way. She looked at prior decisions, she looked at the statutes or the bargaining agreement, she looked at the rules in place that the NFL had, and she took all that and also weighed in the aggravating and mitigating factors, the fact that Mr. Watson had no prior history. I know it's not a criminal courtroom, but again, these are the things that judges do both in civil and criminal matters. And I understand that she wasn't sitting as an actual judge, and many sports analysts feel the need to point that out, but she was specifically put in that position because she was a former judge, and they wanted her to act like a judge. Now, with regards to what the NFL has done now, Roger Goodell has named a former federal and state prosecutor to be this appeal officer, but really, it's more of a sham. Mr. Harvey, with all due respect to him, he's going to do exactly what Goodell or the NFL wants him to do. So I don't see any real analysis. Plus, I don't see anything in his background to indicate that he's ever been a judge, a hearing officer. He's a fine lawyer, obviously very well accomplished in the legal community, has his law degree from Columbia University, I believe, and obviously was the former New Jersey Attorney General. So he has a lot of experience. I'm not arguing there, but he's never served as a judge. And I think what's going to happen is that the NFL Players Association and or Deshaun Watson's lawyers will appeal it to the federal court, the Southern District of New York's federal court. And I believe the court will do one of two things. The court will either leave it alone and say that they're staying out of it, which could happen, and in which case I think Watson will serve a 1-year suspension or more. Or they may say that the NFL, because of this agreement that they have with the Players Association, even though it says that they can appeal it, they somewhat agreed to have Judge Sue L. Robinson hear the case, decide on the case, and now they can't simply appeal it simply because, or it isn't a viable appeal simply because they don't agree with the result, because the analysis is sound. And that could happen because I think that she's a former federal judge, judges are people, and the court that will hear this possible appeal, they're federal judges who probably know her. And they may come to basically her defense here and say, look, she did exactly what judges do, and we're going to respect this, and so should the NFL. So I think that's how it's going to go. I don't know exactly how this case is going to shake out. It's the first of its kind. But I said it in that article that I wrote that you can't have a problem with her analysis. If you have a problem with the result, well, that happens all the time in court. But as long as a judge goes through a proper analysis, which is what she did, you can't take issue with that. She didn't pick something out of the sky, which is what I think the NFL wants to do, because I think that a sentence of 1 year or more is a random sentence, and you're not taking into account aggravating, mitigating factors and also the evidence before her. So again, that has to be done. There has to be analysis, and I think that the NFL's Players Association and Watson's lawyers will argue that Harvey's likely decision is arbitrary and capricious, and that Sue L. Robinson's decision was a fair analysis based on a finding of fact. So again, I think it's a possible due process argument, but if you have questions about whether or not you believe that your due process rights were violated, we can help you with that. We can also answer any questions regarding legal questions you have in a variety of areas that our law firm takes very much pride in our content, in my videos, my blogs. But if you have questions, 215-755-9000 in Pennsylvania, 856-793-7429 in New Jersey, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, website gambleandlaw.com. As always, a tremendous resource for you and your family. All of my books, my blogs, my videos are available there in one great format, very easy to read. Also, our weekly update, you can subscribe to it there. It goes out each and every Friday to over 4,000 of our current and former clients in Pennsylvania and New Jersey. So have a great week. And once again, if you have questions, 215-755-9000 in Pennsylvania, 856-793-7429 in New Jersey. And I'll talk to you all very soon.